welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be testing out the curb. So we're going to do the curb test, which we've done in previous versions of FSD. It has failed every time, so this is an edge case where we typically see FSD fail to see the curb and it will just drive over it. So while we get to that location, I did want to talk a little bit about the recent experience I had with Blue Cruise. So we did go on a road trip. Well, I shouldn't say road trip, but we did go to California, and we actually got a car. We got a Ford Explorer, and it did have Blue Cruise on it. So we did rent that vehicle and drove it nearly 1,300 miles. So I got a lot of opportunity to try out Blue Cruise, which is essentially like Autopilot for Ford. So I'm not sure exactly who, what company actually put it together, but I know that the original Autopilot in Tesla was by a third party, and I'm almost certain that Ford Blue Cruise is the same thing, where there's a third party that maybe they bought, but they are the ones that put this package together. And essentially what it is it's just like Autopilot from about 10 years ago in Teslas, except that it doesn't okay, I had to put change my speed profile to Mad Max because for some reason it just suddenly thought it's 30 miles per hour in a 45. It keeps jumping back and forth. It is 45, so we should be going 45. Anyway, so Autopilot about 10 years ago, I had the experience of driving Autopilot, Model S with Autopilot about 10 years ago. And basically Autopilot will drive itself and lane center. So it has the dynamic radar cruise control. So it will stop for objects in front of it, and it will stay within the lane, provided that there are lane lines. So if there's a well-marked lane, it will stay in center of that lane. And basically for Autopilot, you could just go anywhere. Now, Blue Cruise is only on defined roads. So it's only on a road that has been mapped and approved for Blue Cruise to be operating. So you can turn on cruise control whenever, but it's only going to do the lane centering when you're on those approved locations. So I did find that the Blue Cruise was not very it wasn't very consistent. It didn't seem consistent to me. I don't know what the map is, like where are the locations that Blue Cruise works and doesn't work. It doesn't seem well defined or well presented to the user. It just would, if it's on an interstate basically, or a highway that is, I guess, well mapped, it would indicate on the screen that Blue Cruise was available. And when you turned on cruise control, it would basically say hands-free. And, that's nice, hands-free. Autopilot was always hands-on. You basically just had to have your hand on the steering wheel to indicate that you were going to be paying attention and going to be able to take it over at any point if needed. Blue Cruise is hands-free in those very limited spaces, but it would often turn off the hands-free when there was, say, a curve that was a little bit sharper than other places. Again, not really any way to know that until you're just actually there. And also, it wasn't very obvious that it didn't beep at me or anything to say that I need to put my hands on the steering wheel until it had waited a while, and not notice that my hands were on the steering wheel. So it would turn off the blue cruise, and so the display would go all blue when it did that, when it was on blue cruise. And when it was, you needed to have your hands on the steering wheel, it would take the blue away and just indicate on there that you need to have your hands on the steering wheel. And then after a little bit, if you didn't put your hands on the steering wheel, then it would beep at you. So, and it would beep at you if you weren't watching the road. Like if you looked away for just a moment to change the navigation or whatever it was. Or actually, a lot of times what I did is I actually had my hand up here over the steering wheel, and the indication, the thing that's eye tracking, is like right on the steering wheel looking at your face. So instead of like on Tesla where you have the camera up here in the, like right above the mirror that's tracking your eyes, it was right in the steering wheel. So actually, if I blocked it with my arm or something on the steering wheel, it would beep at me and say that I need to be paying attention to the road, or I'm not going to be able to use Blue Cruise. So that was kind of annoying, because it actually happened multiple times because of just, after driving for a while, like I would, put my arm up there for that reason, just for comfort. So that's one thing that I definitely didn't like. Also, it, because it's not available anywhere that the lanes are marked, it was less functional, and I used it less than Autopilot back in the day, because Autopilot, anywhere where it was clearly marked, the road was clearly marked, you could use it. So it was very easy to tell where you could or could not use it. Anywhere it was marked, you could use it. Now, it, in the early days, would struggle on sharper turns and stuff like that. But you had to have your hands on the steering wheel, and you were expected to do that. So later years, so say like 2018 or 2020, then Autopilot was very good about that. It did the lane biasing for semis, so when you're next to semis, and Blue Cruise did do the semis as well. So if you were next to a semi, it would lane bias to, away from the semi as you were passing them. So Autopilot did that. So it was comparable in that respect. But what I did notice is there was multiple times where there was actually a vehicle in the lane next to us, and it, they crossed over the line, and Blue Cruise did not respond at all. I had to take over, and I had to move out of the way. So I'm not really sure why it doesn't respond to, essentially potential accident situations. So could it be somebody's going to sideswipe you or something on the freeway? It had little to no response to any of those situations where it seemed like that could have occurred. So I did not like that. I definitely think Autopilot was better in that respect. And also, it just like Autopilot does, there's situations where it doesn't actually know the correct speed, and every time it sees a speed limit sign, it would, reset to whatever the speed limit is. But unfortunately, the speed limit signs there was a bunch of trucks, 55 mile per hour. Everybody else is 65 or 70 mile per hour, whatever it was at that location. And the Blue Cruise would constantly see that 55 and think that was the correct speed that it should go. Now, that's a problem on Autopilot and on FSD even. So, not a whole lot of difference there. Just something I wanted to note, that the problems that Autopilot and FSD have are also on Blue Cruise. So Blue Cruise, much less sophisticated software, doesn't do nearly as much, doesn't do any of the around town driving, doesn't respond to street sign like stop signs or street lights. Probably wouldn't get out of the way for this, individual kind of walking on the side of the street and into the street. So FSD obviously much better for that respect, and Autopilot also did a lot of those things as well. And at the end of the day, basically what I determined was Blue Crows was not actually something that made me feel comfortable to use it. It often did not perform how I would want it to perform, or when it would work and not work was unclear. So I did a lot of manual driving, and it was frustrating because it is like coming from a Tesla that has FSD. I got so used to being able to basically just engage FSD, and it would take me everywhere I wanted to go, and it takes so much off of the driving, so much burden off of the driver, just being able to hit FSD and go, that I kind of took it for granted, like how much nicer it is to have FSD. So definitely, I mean, I can't stress it enough that FSD is incredible. I mean, here it is. Like, I've talked this whole time. I haven't done anything except for change the speed profile a couple times, and then I changed it to park in the parking lot instead of, I don't know why it said parking garage. There is no parking garage here. But it did all the driving itself. It went around the people and everything. So FSD is incredible. So Blue Cruise, it's better than just cruise control, but not a whole lot, because you still got to be very paying attention very closely to what it's doing. I wouldn't trust it to avoid accidents and things like that, whereas FSD I do. So anyway, here we are on the location that we can get to test that curb. So we're going to go ahead and test that out. I do have to, because navigation no longer goes behind this building, which is where that is, I will have to see if we can, first of all, we'll see if we can trick it into going this route by manually driving over there, which, by the way, having that experience with Blue Cruise and manually driving so much on that Ford Explorer, I did actually, when I got back, I went and I got used to just driving or letting FSD drive enough that we actually got like a 100-mile streak. Got the little party thing. I can show that for a second there, but I don't really care for the streak, the FSD streak. I don't think it's a good thing, really, because it encourages you to not report things that it's not doing properly, which at this point pretty much is just parking and navigation. Those are the things that I don't like it to do itself. But, this is an edge case where we actually need to see if it's going to see this curb. So here we are. I did, by driving all the way back here, it did finally allow the navigation to say that we were going to go this route. So I'm going to go ahead and let it navigate now. And I still have the 6-mile streak because I let it park and then navigate. So here we are coming up on this curb up here. I don't think it's going to see it. Doesn't look like it is. No. All right. So it doesn't see this curb. So it is a fail. Again, it should, in fact, go around this curb. So I will give it one more try. It didn't even slow down or anything. It didn't act like it was going to respond to it at all. I'm going to say that's critical because this is an edge case. I know it's a weird edge case and, not something that you would normally come across. However, I turned it on full self-driving. It's navigating to a new location here, and it's not seeing this curb. It's not seeing it. This is, I mean, it wouldn't hurt me, but it might damage the car. And it should see that. And I mean, how big of a curb is needed for it to see? I don't know, because I certainly wouldn't want to go over this curb. And I'll go ahead and, just show you in the camera here what this curb looks like. I mean, a lot of other people have, in fact, hit this curb, obviously. But I mean, there's water here. There's a big puddle here. I mean, that curb is no joke. A lot of people have hit it, so I get it. Human drivers also hit it. And, people will say, well, if I would miss it as a human, then it shouldn't be, something that FSD should be able to handle. Well, I disagree. FSD should absolutely handle that, because when it's unsupervised and you're expected to let the car just drive anywhere, you can't have it just driving off of curbs and potentially messing up the suspension or whatever. And if you're in the car, if you're not just sending it to a location, if you're in the car, that's very uncomfortable. I've gone over that curb one time because FSD went over that. I didn't know that it was there. I was shocked as well. And it's because the navigation is poor. Navigation on FSD is still poor. And it happened to navigate behind the building instead of in front of the building like it should. And we drove over that curb at like 15, almost 20 miles per hour. And it was super uncomfortable for sure. So that's definitely what I would call a critical disengagement. It needs to fix that. They need to fix situations where you're going to drive off of a drop off, even if it's only, 6 inches or whatever in that situation. And we are at least parking in a correct location. So we'll call it for this one, but the curb test is still a fail. So this is the latest software update, 2026.14.6.12, I believe. Let me just check again if that is the correct version number. Yes, 2026.14.6.12. And we're still on FSD 14.3.4. So we haven't gotten a new FSD update yet. But actually, last time I tried the curb test, it did seem like it was slowing down a little bit. It made a little bit of a slowing down behavior before the curb, kind of questioning whether it should or should not go over it. And this time, it didn't seem to react to it at all. So, unfortunately, I guess that was just a fluke that it did the last time. So, anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.